What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex here, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last night, I saw Black Panther in IMAX 3D. It is the 18th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and boy, was I really pumped and excited about this film. And it was mainly because Black Panther was going to be a film that I knew was going to be really fresh. It's going to feel very different from what we've seen before, because to be completely honest, things that have been happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of the films that have been coming out have been quite, they've been feeling really quite played out. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that, like, while they are fun films and they're very entertaining, and a lot of them are really good to great films, it's still more or less the same thing. And I gotta say that I was more highly anticipating Black Panther than I am Avengers Infinity War. I mean, even though Avengers Infinity War is a film that I know will be the biggest superhero movie of all time because it has all those characters which we saw in previous Marvel Cinematic Universe films, but it's still an Avengers sequel that is just on a larger, much larger scale. But I've already seen Avengers 1, I've seen Avengers Age of Ultron, and I've seen a whole bunch of solo films that these characters in Avengers Infinity War are in. However, Black Panther was a character I'm really excited about because he got teased in Civil War, making me want to know more about him and this mysterious country that he's from, Wakanda. So this movie explores a lot of that. And what's great about Black Panther is not only is it fresh, like as in it's a fresh new taken the superhero genre, but it is a movie that is not a superhero film in the traditional sense. It's not an origin story, but it's more a personal story. It's more a personal story, whereas it's not about, it's not even so much about good versus evil. It's more a film that is a personal struggle. This Prince T'Challa, now becoming a king, because the king, King T'Chaka, was murdered in Captain America Civil War. So it's his personal struggle to be the man that his father once was. And that was a pretty big deal. It's a more emotional story. It's a personal story. And you can really see that this is something that really has a lot more depth to it. It's not just about, you know, saving the world and all that stuff. I mean, that's all there. But it's definitely more character-driven film. It really is. For both sides. T'Challa, as well as the villain, Eric Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, who's a great actor, by the way. Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther, also directed Michael B. Jordan in Creed, and such an awesome film. Glad to have Ryan Coogler back and directing this film because he's such a great director. And I really love this film. There's so much about this film that I really love about this film. I mean, just the set design, the costumes. I mean, the acting was great. I think the acting was really solid from this really solid cast. What else do we got? We got some, we explored these brand new concepts, and Wakanda. Wakanda itself is just so fascinating. It's such a magical place, and I had no idea Wakanda was gonna be like that. I didn't think it was gonna be like a full-on like this magical city that's so advanced in technology. I didn't know it was gonna be like visualized and represented in that way. I mean, I knew what it was, but I didn't know how they were going to represent it. I had no expectations for it. It's kind of like how I felt about the very first Transformers film. I had no expectations. I didn't know what to expect, and when I saw it, I was blown away. So I was really blown away at how they represented Wakanda. As for this film as a superhero film, it's very different, but make no mistake about it, this is a film in a Marvel Cinematic Universe, so therefore there's going to be spectacle. There is a lot of spectacle in this film, a lot of great action sequences, ones that are really intense and exciting. And I think that, I mean, I'm going to give it a high score, which you'll know about in the end, but if I have to knock this film for anything, because I don't think it's a perfect film, I would say that there's a bit of a slow build-up towards, you know, the big action. It is very satisfying. The action is very satisfying, but it is a bit of a slow build-up. It really is, because you're dealing with a lot of the personal stories that T'Challa is going through before we get into the big action. And I guess I don't mind it in the grand scheme of things as a story, but there is a slow build-up, so you are wondering, like, so when is it gonna start getting crazy? You know, when are all the big visuals and all the big action gonna happen? It does happen, and it happens in a really big way. You just gotta wait for it. And then, which brings us to the climactic finale, and that was something else. That was something that, like I said, went in with no expectations and totally exceeded my expectations. Really, really cool. Such as things like the Dora Milaje. Oh man. The Dora Milaje are just so badass. I just love the idea of these women warriors, these female warriors, these femme fatales that are like these bodyguards of T'Challa, and they just they are loyal to him, and they are his loyal bodyguards and servants. So that is really, really awesome. And watching them fight together as a unit, it really reminds me of that awesome beach battle in Themyscira in Wonder Woman. That part was really awesome. So I think they're gonna give the Amazons a run for their money. Let's talk about the villain, Eric Killmonger as a villain. You know, Marvel is known for lacking in really, really great villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I believe that, in my personal opinion, Eric Killmonger is up there with one of the better villains of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm talking about right up there with Baron Zemo, Vulture, Loki, you know, actually even Hela. Even Hela, it was a pretty good villain. But beyond that, all the villains are pretty much the same in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Besides the ones that I've already mentioned, those 4 that I mentioned, I gotta say that everybody else is just like take over the world kind of nonsense that we've seen before. This is something a little bit different. I won't say he's the best villain, but I will say that he is up there because his motive is actually a really, really personal and emotional motive, one that really has a lot of depth to it. And because of that, I feel sad for his character. I feel sad for what he's actually fighting for. And, you know, of course he goes about it in a more questionable way, thus making him the main antagonist element of the film. But still, it is definitely a villain with a more personal story. And I love that his story does not agree with T'Challa. So therefore they have to fight. Now, comes down to the fight. And I gotta say that even though the final climactic battle was really, really exciting, I think the most lackluster element about it was actually T'Challa versus Eric Killmonger. You know, at the end of it all, it was just a mono fight. It was nothing really that special about it. It really didn't make me that excited. I was more excited about all the other stuff going on during the final battle. That stuff was exciting to me. But the final battle, the final fight between the two, it was all right. It was all right. It's definitely it was satisfying in the sense that there was a lot at stake there. But it was still a mono fight, not that much different from Iron Man versus Ironmonger, or Iron Man versus you know, whatever he fought before. Essentially, it's equals fighting equals. You know, he's fighting his equal. So really, what's the big deal? But I still love the fact that the villain has a more personal story, and so you understand why he's fighting. And the rest of what's going on in the final battle is also very, very exciting. So that still makes it a very, very satisfying climactic finale. So is this the best film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Well, Rotten Tomatoes seems to think so, or at least the score seems to represent that. However, I'm going to say that I still feel that, in my personal opinion, Captain America Civil War is still the best film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's my personal thoughts. But I'm still going to give Black Panther a 9.25 out of 10. It's right out there, 9.25 out of 10. Really, really great movie. Sure, it could use a tiny bit of improvements. It's not perfect, but it's still right up there as a really great film. Go check it out in IMAX 3D. I am going to check it out again, maybe 1 or 2 more times, but I do want to see it again because it's a really spectacular film. Definitely enjoyed it, and you should go check it out. Now it got me really pumped up for Avengers Infinity War. And there you have it. That's all I got to say in this review. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you enjoyed this review, you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Peace. Last thing I want to say, Shuri, played by Letitia Wright, that's T'Challa's sister. is such a great character. I'm like in love with that character. She's so awesome. And yeah, I just forgot to mention that. And yeah. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Peace.